This is something that I really want to get better at. It's something that I absolutely suck at. Let me give you an example. My wife will have something that's bothering her, something that's troubling her, something that's on her mind that she wants to get out and share with me. I mean, we're best friends. We try to have open communication, all that. Now, for her, that's something that is difficult to do. She came from a household that you had to stay strong. You didn't share your emotions. And if you did share an emotion that happened to be negative, it was usually anger. And we've been working on it together. And so when she does come to me and open up, oftentimes I will immediately try to give a solution, to give feedback, to try to fix the situation. And as soon as I do that, I am met with an eye roll, a exasperated look, like, oh my God. And then she says, why do I even bother telling you these things? And at that moment, I realize I'm being a narcissistic, dickhead that just wants to fix things rather than listen. And this morning, on the Calm app, a meditation app, I did a meditation by Tamara Levitt called Holding the Space. And she said something that made me think to do this whole video idea to begin with. And that is, when you hold the space for someone, when you are listening to someone, to just listen. And when you do that, you create space for them to not only just trust you, but then to possibly process whatever they're going through by you just holding your attention. And that you give them permission to access their own innate wisdom and intuition. Because if you immediately offer advice, you're not letting them process or figure it out on their own. So almost like doing that while there is good intentions to try to help by fixing. And I have a habit I think has come from my own childhood, and my father, he didn't offer solutions. He told you the way things were. And while that's not an excuse as an adult, I'm just saying where I think it might have come from for me to always offer solutions. That said, if we always offer solutions and you don't give them that space, you are just offering your own advice, and so they can't come up with their own intuitive ideas themselves. But by simply just offering that attention, they have the space to do it. And so really that was the entire message, but it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. I think especially with men, it is even more challenging for whatever reason. Obviously not as a law, but on average, men have a harder time processing emotions, I would say, generally speaking, than women. And because of that, it's harder to hold that space. But maybe it's just space that they need. Maybe being a deep listener, for man or woman, doesn't matter, is all a person really needs to access their own inner teacher. And that's really all I have to say on that. I just think that's something that I need to work on myself, and this kind of serves as a reminder to tap into this. And when my wife, for example, is telling me a story, something that's bothered, just to look at her, give her my full attention, and just validate what she's going through. Just saying, like, I'm sorry, I'm listening, I hear you. And when you do that, when you create that space, the lesson that they can possibly learn from their own intuition is far greater or more impactful for that person's growth than if they were just to take a person's advice. Oh yeah, I learned that from so and so. Yeah, they told me to do that. Yeah, it seemed to work out. Versus, yeah, I did this. It was the right thing to do in the moment. And then there's more learning and growth long term. I think those are all the thoughts I have on that. Thank you for listening.